Hey, welcome to another episode of Captain's Quarters Podcast. And as you can see, I am not alone tonight. I have my Valentine because tonight's going to be about Valentine. So this is my Valentine. This is my lovely better half, Miss CC or Kara to all of you. And I think, Mandy, you've got Bo coming on, right?
I do. He's getting ready.
We just want to, we just figured why do the show alone? So uh, Gunner Hellfire, his other half is not feeling well and has 108 temperature according to her, but it's actually a 101.8, and she's not doing well, so she's sitting out this. And Davy Longwood's other half is sitting out also. Um, so it's going to be just the six of us. There's Bo right there. Hello, Mr. Bo. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. How are you?
Hi, doing well. Haven't seen you guys in at least what, a week?
Something like that.
Something like that. Very good. And Athena is watching us. And Athena says that Hellfire misheard her. Wait,
No,
was it typed? Was it typed there, Gunner?
Ironically, I tried to go back in the messages to find it, but I couldn't find it. But I heard her loud and clear last night, 108.
All right. So, hey, how do you find our show? You go to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, Captain's Quarters Podcast, or use that really cute little QR code there. That works all the time. Use that QR code and follow along with us. Hit the bell, hit the like, do all the other things that you need to do so you can be watching our show and be one of our followers, one of our likers, one of our listeners. We have been monetized as of the first of the year, but as of yet, we still don't know what that really means. I like to brag about it, and then everybody says, well, how much are you making? At this point right now, not a dime. So we'll see, but it always takes our attention so that we can pay attention to what we're doing to give you a good show. And you never know. Maybe something will surprise us and pop right on up there. Upon that note, we always like to do 8 bells to kick off, something sponsored by Riker's family of reenactors. They do pirate, Spanish, British, everything having to do with the oldest city in the nation, and always a good thing for them to be a part of, the St. Augustine Swashbucklers as well. How many do we have, Davey?
6.
6. I know one of them is Toby Keith, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, there he is. Toby Keith Cavell, known professionally as Toby Keith, an American country music singer, songwriter, record producer, and actor. In the 90s, he released his first 4 studio albums, Toby Keith, Boomtown, Blue Moon, Dream Walkin', and Greatest Hits Volume 1 under Mercury Record. These albums all earned gold or higher certification and had several top 10 singles, including his chart-topping debut, You Should Have Been a Cowboy. Keith was awarded the National Medal of Arts by President Donald Trump in a closed ceremony alongside Ricky Skaggs on January 13th, 2021, almost said 17. He was a young 62. Didn't he also do Red Solo Cup? I think he did, Red Solo Cup. All right, let's go on to the next one. Jose Delbo was an Argentine comics artist. He was best known for his work on Wonder Woman for DC Comics and the Transformers for Marvel Comics. In 86, Delbo began working for Marvel Comics, where he drew Thundercats, the Transformers, and NFL Super Pro. He co-created Brute Force with Simon Furman in 1990. He was 90 years old. Henry Lee Fambrough, an American vocalist known for being a member of the R&B quintet The Spinners, also called the Detroit Spinners and the Motown Spinners, from 1954 until his retirement in 2003. He was the last surviving original member of the Spinners. From 2013 until his death, he was 85 years old. Laura Lynn McWilliams, an Italian-born American game designer and video game producer. McWilliams was listed as one of the top women in MMOs in 2010 and was one of the Gamma Sutra 20 for women in games, I guess, in 2010. In 2021, McWilliams' enduring legacy in the game industry was recognized by her peers with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 21st Game Developers Choice Award. She was 58. Boy, that was a lot of weird wording in that one. Either that or my tongue's wrapped around my eye teeth. I can't see what I'm saying. James Mac Van Eaton, known as Jimmy Van Eaton or J.M. Van Eaton, was an American rock and roll drummer, singer, and record producer, best known for his recordings as the drummer in sessions with Jerry Lee Lewis and others at Sun Records in the 1950s. Lewis referred to him as the creative rock and roll drummer. He was 86 years old. Jack Mac Gutentag, an American banker and academic who was a professor of finance at the Wharton School of University of Michigan. He was a consumer advocate and creator of The Mortgage Professor, a website that provides free and disinterested advice to consumers on mortgage-related issues. He was 100. Wow. Very good. And as always, would you like to have my glass?
No, thank you.
Fine.
Okay.
Then you're my Valentine. You can have it.
No, I'm good.
All right. 8 bells, please, Davey. Hey, you know what's next?
No.
Go ahead. You can do it. Can you?
I-
Oh, you
I
can't even read it, can
I
you?
see sweating. I can't see it in my glasses.
Joke of the week with Minnie Mayhem. I guess I need to bring the screen over a little closer.
Over a little closer, you have to put it right here.
Joke of the week with Minnie Mayhem, sponsored by Salt City Comics. That's the community.
Ahoy, mates! Minnie Mayhem here with Joke of the Week, sponsored by Salt City Comics. What is a pirate's favorite style of dance? Think about it, and I will give you the answer at the end of the show.
I wonder what his favorite style of dance is. I'm thinking it's the booty dance. Hey, Davey, I forgot to tell you, I forgot to give it to you. Let's hope I still have it. I have a better sword for Minnie Mayhem.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, look at this. See if you can see it.
Oh, yeah, that's I can use that.
Yep. Our blacksmiths over in the Colonial Quarter have been taking certain kinds of nails and then pounding them out flat. And when they pound them out flat, they come out just like that.
Cool.
Yes. So I'll make sure I'll put it right here. We make sure you get that one. Let's see. I see Nightmare on Nightingale.
You didn't get a long enough nap.
I didn't get a long enough nap. I didn't get to bed until 3:00 this morning. We had a long shoot yesterday for the movie Time Will Tell. Plus, I had tours in the morning. So my day yesterday, by the time I got home, it was almost midnight, almost 11, I guess, a little after 11. And then my wife came home finally, and we had some conversations. And then it was, we had the only time we had to spend some time together with each other for that day. So there we have it. I see Captain Smoo is on. Hi, nice to see you, Captain Smoo. Nice to have you aboard. I see Chad Cook is on board. Very good. And No Time for Rob. If I remember right, No Time for Rob is our own Rob Adams from the St. Augustine Swashbucklers. Very good. So, how about quote of the week with Spyglass Travel? If you want a good walking tour of the oldest city in the nation, Spyglass Travel is who you need to talk to. A grand walking tour of the oldest city and, well, chock full of good information on the oldest city, St. Augustine. Go ahead there, Davey. Give us the quote of the week by Spyglass Travel. All you need is love, but a little chocolate now and then doesn't hurt. Charles Schultz. You know who Charles Schultz was?
Yeah,
Who?
he did Peanuts.
He did Peanuts. That's right. Charles Schultz. Very good. That's a good one. Very appropriate for here. And let's see. Question of the week. Davey, do you also have didn't you also tell me you've got a video about Valentines?
I do. But you didn't say where you wanted it.
Uh-oh. I don't hear you, Davey. What happened to our sound all of a sudden?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Underneath here.
Mandy, can you hear me? Shake your head.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you. Something's going on with our sound here all of a sudden.
What about
'Cause
me,
I
Captain?
heard-
Can you hear me?
You sure there's nothing around down here underneath?
Yeah.
Because he was down there.
All right. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Barely hear them though.
I can hear Davey and I can hear Hellfire
Something
as well.
happened here all of a sudden.
You want to look underneath there?
Let me,
Play the video while he fixes it.
I hate technical issues. Davey, I'm going to close out and pop back on, okay?
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Or we make mockery while he's gone because he broke his computer again.
All right, so Davey's going to take the show from here. We've now pirated the show.
Captain
History
Davey.
doesn't give us any guarantees as to the origins of Valentine's Day. But we do know it contains vestiges of the early Christian church and ancient Rome. The association between mid-February and romance goes back to a pagan festival known as Lupercalia, likely honoring either Lupa, the she-wolf of Rome who suckled Romulus and Remus, or Faunus, their god of fertility. The festivities began with an animal sacrifice. Then the ritualistic slapping of young women with strips of the animal's skin and blood to bestow fertility for the coming year. In the 5th century, perhaps in an effort to Christianize the pagan festival, Pope Gelasius declared February 14th as St. Valentine's Day. As for the real St. Valentine, there were reportedly several canonized by the Church. Legend has it that one St. Valentine, a defiant Roman priest, lived during the 3rd century AD under Emperor Claudius II. Claudius was an ambitious ruler. His battles required vast armies of men to abandon their young families for long periods of time, resulting in a military that was half-hearted and homesick. So determined was Claudius to stop love from sapping the will of his armies, he banned marriages altogether. Father Valentine thought the ban unjust and defied the emperor, continuing to marry young lovers in secret. The emperor eventually caught on to the priest's actions, arrested him, and sentenced him to death. It is believed that young couples he had secretly wed would visit his cell, passing him flowers and notes through the bars as symbols of their gratitude. The story continues that the condemned Father Valentine fell in love with his jailer's daughter. On February 14th, the day he was executed, it is said he passed the young girl a note. It was signed, "From your Valentine." A tradition was born. Cupid, the winged matchmaker, started out as the Roman god of love, inspired the image of cherubs for Christians, and is now a favorite of card makers and mass marketers. Our modern Valentine's Day, removed from its religious and pagan past, has evolved into one of the most celebrated holidays on the calendar. On average, Americans shower their loved ones with 180 million roses, red ones naturally, and almost 36 million heart-shaped boxes of candy, not to mention all those cards, dinners, and diamonds. All told, the holiday brings in almost $14 billion annually, giving retailers plenty to love as well. But if you're worried that you can't afford to treat your loved one properly next Valentine's Day, take heart. The poets were right. Love is really all you need.
You can hear me now, right? Can I hear you?
Can
Yes.
you?
Can you hear us?
I think one of the cats went underneath one of the chairs and hit one of the wires on the speaker. Doggone them. All right. So
This is a different one.
I left. Did you do the question of the week also, Davey, or did you just quit?
No, we just did the video while you were gone.
Good cover. Nice way to do it. All right, very good. So let's do the question of the week by Ancient City Sirens. Our good friend Miss Gina is part of our crew and all of our entertainment. They did a wonderful job dancing at Old City Pirate Day not long back. So the quote is this. A question, I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention. Do you have a Valentine's tradition with your special someone? We do, and we're going to do it. What is our tradition?
Sushi.
Did you hear her my wife has got such a quiet voice until she gets mad.
Sushi.
Yeah, sushi. We always try to go to sushi dinner. We do sushi dinner on Valentine's and usually New Year's. Those are our 2 times to really go celebrate. So there they are. All right. So that was sponsored by Miss Gina. We always like to step into this week in nautical history, which I think we should do right before we do crew adventures, if you will, Davey.
Yep.
Sponsored by Florida Water Tours, who were excellent also with their catering company, providing us some really great food for Old City Pirate Day. It was a wonderful time to have the food that they brought. It wasn't to everybody's liking, but I liked it. That's all that matters. Go ahead, Davey. Give us this week in nautical history.
Welcome to This Week in Nautical History, sponsored by our friends at Florida Water Tours. Experience the intercoastal waterway at its finest, featuring picture-perfect attractions. We begin this week in nautical history in the year 1502. Vasco da Gama set sail from Lisbon, Portugal, on his second voyage to India. 1762. British fleet occupies Martinique. 1778. Stars and Stripes arrives in foreign port for the first time, France. 1797. Battle of Cape St. Vincent. British fleet under Admiral Sir John Jarvis defeats larger Spanish fleet under Admiral Don Jose de Cordoba y Ramos near Cape St. Vincent, Portugal. Captain Horatio Nelson distinguishes himself. 1804, U.S. Navy Lieutenant Stephen Decatur raids Tripoli Harbor and burns Navy frigate Philadelphia after it's seized by pirates. 1862, Galena, first ironclad warship for service at sea, launched Connecticut. 1898, USS Maine sinks in Havana Harbor. Cause unknown. 258 sailors die. And finally, in 1988, U.S. Navy frigate USS Yorktown bumped by Russian frigate Vesevsky in the Black Sea in dispute over rights of innocent passage. And that was this week in nautical history.
Very good, Davey. Very good. And we always like to talk about crew adventures. We don't have much. We did well with Old City Pirate Day. It was a good event. Everybody had a good time. It was so stressless. But coming up in March, we'll be doing the Seafood Festival and the Seafood Festival's in April. We'll be doing the Celtic Festival in March. If you want to get your Celtic on, you got to come out and hang out. The St. Augustine Swashbucklers, with the aid of the Ancient City Sirens, and I believe there'll be some collaborating. There we go. Some collaborating with at least 2 other crews. I see Chad Cook, the captain of the crew of the Queen Anne's Revenge. Hope I got that right. Not enough sleep, I guess.
Yeah.
And the Seawolf Privateers out of Flagler also. We'll be talking to them about joining us and having a good time. So that's what we're got on the horizon. Of course, the crew, most of the crew, a good portion of the crew is going on a cruise in May. Where are we going?
To the Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
Yes.
Nassau, and
I don't remember
the others, but it's a 6-day, 5-night cruise.
We're going to Amber Cove and Dominion Republic.
Oh, yeah?
Well, that is Amber Cove is Dominion Republic, Nassau, and then what was the other one?
That one spot.
That one spot.
That's right. And Mandy and Bo are flying out from Utah to go with us. So they're going to be,
Yes.
I think there's 13 or 15 of our crew all going on this little adventure. It's actually pretty much going to be the first vacation I've had in about 17 years. So I'm going on vacation. I am stepping back some and trying to relax and enjoy some life. All right. Parlay 8 says, what's sleep? Yeah. Tell me about it. What is sleep? So, since it's Valentine's and we talked about Valentine's, we were trying to get our Valentines on, and I got my Valentine on. Miss Kara and I have been together since November of 1998.
Yep.
If you do the math, that's a long time. It's a long time. So she's been a part of my life, and I've been a part of hers, and we've had a good time together for the most part. What are you
Maggie's
doing?
trying to steal the show.
What are you doing? You can stay up there if you want. That's Miss Maggie, by the way, if anybody was curious. Our cats have so much to do. So tell everybody what your favorite thing about being with Captain Mayhem is.
Oh, my
Right.
well, we've been through some adventures, that's for
We
sure.
have been through some adventures. We've
Lived
had.
in Las Vegas.
That's right.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
Moving to Florida. I never thought I'd live here.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the story of how we ended up moving here. In 2004, we were living in Las Vegas from 2000 to 2006. In 2004, we came back to Florida for a family reunion, and I hadn't seen many of my family members for 2 decades, if not 3. And it was very disappointing to see some of my favorite relatives had grown old. It was almost like they grew old before my eyes. It was an eye opener, literally. And so on our way back on the airplane, Miss Kara here goes, I like St. Augustine. Why don't we move there? And I was dumbfounded. I would have never thought that would have happened. And we got back to Las Vegas, and we started putting our affairs in order. It took us about 2 years to gather up enough money and everything else. And then we left Las Vegas on the 1st of January and arrived here on the 7th of January. It was a 6-day trip. It was a knuckle grabber, I'll tell you that much.
Towing a car and
we towed a car,
2-bedroom,
and we had the largest U-Haul truck you can get, which I think is 28 feet, and a trailer on back of it with a car to bring out with us. And boy, was that an exciting trip.
driving
I'll tell
through
you.
Houston was the worst.
Yeah, Houston was terrible. So we've been here, and we've been in 3 houses here in St. Augustine. Hopefully this is our last one for a while. We have a lot of fun here. And we've got a good backyard, as many of our crew knows, because they come and hang out. And I got a good pirate room, as everybody found out not too far back.
There was a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff here and a lot of pirates in here 2 Sunday nights ago, singing and drinking. Mandy and Bo were here. You had a good time, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. All right. Mason missed it because he had to go on home. Davey, were you here? You
No.
weren't here.
Davey left after the sword fighting.
That's right.
He abandoned us.
Davey's back was bothering him.
Yeah.
We put him through the ringer on sword fighting class that day. So he got put through the ringer. But we had about 30 people in here, if not
Lots.
that. Yeah, we had a lot of drinking, cigar smoking.
Yeah, that was nice.
She didn't. The other half doesn't like me smoking cigars in my house.
Stinking up a house with cigar smoke. Not 1, but like 5.
It wasn't that bad. Could have been better.
Oh, I
Oh,
woke
well.
up the next morning and like the house is on fire. What does that smell?
So we're gonna, as part of our Valentines, we're gonna talk to some of the people that are on board. Of course, I just have to put on this here. We asked a question about Valentines. Do you have a tradition? Let's see if anybody is going to answer that. But as we're looking, we're going to say hello to Zachary Harker all the way up there in Michigan. I wonder what kind of a Valentine tradition you'd have up there. And let's see. Davey, can you still hear me? Unmute yourself.
Yes.
Because I heard a buzz again. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to get new speakers, I think. Let's see. Athena's here and Mandy Joe's there. Oh, there, Mandy Joe's there. And a Facebook user is watching. Will the Historian, my son. I actually got to talk to him today on the phone even. That was a surprise for him to call me. And we got to talk for a few minutes. They have some great things going on in their life there. Zachary Harker says we celebrate the following day, National Discounted Chocolate Day.
The day after.
The day after, yes. Hey, that's a good idea. You're always bothering me for chocolate. I should go just stock up on it.
Oh, so I get day after
You
chocolate?
get day after chocolate.
That's what you get
Right.
for 20 some years.
Right. That was my favorite day in high school. Why, Mandy Joe? Was it your favorite day in high school?
Me and my cousin would go like load our cars full of as much chocolate as we could possibly load up in from those stores, and we would just binge on chocolate for days. I cannot eat chocolate like that anymore, but in high school we could just sit and like devour that all day. Like we lived on it.
Well, let's see. And Will the historian says, since Lauren is my daughter-in-law, and I had our first date around Valentine's Day, we go back to Carlton's Italian restaurant. Oh, that's nice. I love Italian food. Now I'm just curious, what do you have the same meal over and over every year, the same exact meal, or do you go for variety? Me, I know when I go to a good Italian restaurant, I like the eggplant parmesan, and you can pretty much guarantee that's what I'm going to order. All right, let's see. Because of my past occupation and Mark's present occupation, it's rare we get together for Valentine's Day. This year, we'll be able to celebrate. Well, great. Yes, Mark and Melinda will get to have Valentine's Day together. Have you made plans yet? Because I know what we're doing. We're going to sushi Wednesday night. And we have a favorite sushi place. I'm going to give them a quick plug. What is it called?
Ginger Bistro.
Ginger Bistro here in St. Augustine. They're one of our favorite places to go. Tuna and his wife, the owners, are always wonderful for us, and we really enjoy. Speaking of restaurants, though, ladies and gentlemen, there's a brand new restaurant down on not St. George Street, on San Marcos, right across the street from the water. I'm going to be doing some extra plugs for them over the next couple of weeks, because I've eaten breakfast there and I had lunch there over the past 2 weeks. They've only been open about 2 weeks, and the food was excellent. The huevos rancheros was the best I'd ever had, and then I had tacos for lunch yesterday. And my wife's not going to like this, but they had an octopus taco, and I went ahead and had an octopus taco.
One of those cute little guys.
Yeah, I know. She thinks they're cute. So when they gave it to me, I told them that you can't tell my wife I ate this here. She'll be mad at me. Oh well, I gave myself up. So I had and they had a cold taco. Nothing on it was hot. It was cold shrimp and lettuce, and it was really good. And then they had a pork taco with spices and pineapple. But I never thought pineapple would go into a taco, but it was really good. I'll get their information and we'll start talking about them soon, because they're right across from the water. They're on downtown St. Augustine. Great place, great view, wonderful restaurant. Little tiny hole in the wall place. And in fact, I think I have a picture. Maybe I can get it over to Davey real quick and we'll pop that up. So the Nightingale in Florida, you're going out for a nice dinner at the beach. And where will you be going? Do you know yet? Or is it a surprise? We'd like to know. Ransom Mayhem, I load up on chocolate and put it in the freezer. That way it's not day old. Mm-hmm. It freezes. That's a good idea. Maybe we'll do that. All right. Athena, me and my grandma used to go stock up on chocolate. We stash it like chipmunks. Ah, so you have little fat furry cheeks then, right? All right. We grill ribeyes, lobster tail, asparagus with crab béarnaise. Is that bear juice? All right. The Embassy Suites. Oh, you're going to eat in the what's the name of the restaurant there? It's a really nice restaurant. We're going to eat there for Kara's birthday in August. Already made plans for that. Very nice restaurant. Taking Mel for sushi in St. Mary's. Very good. Sushi is a good one. Can't go wrong with sushi. Well, you can, but variety. You ate their food. They catered the rehearsal dinner. Oh, very good. Okay. I remember that. That was good. Let's see. Who else is out there? Now, I wonder what Chad is going to do with his lovely better half. Let's see. Ransom Mayhem is out there. I see him. And congratulations on the award I saw that you got today for Ransom Mayhem. He got Volunteer of the Year award. So, Ransom, tell us, was that for the 2023 into 24 timeframe, or was that just the year 2023? Let us know what it was. But congratulations, well earned. you are the volunteer of the year over there in Panama City Beach for sure. It happened to use in my show last night due to Windows update. Oh, you had problems too. Yes. Let's see. I see everybody talking. I see a few people here and there. I don't see anybody adding anything. Favorite holiday, a favorite time, and okay, there, very good, very good. I guess I'm way behind. I was slow. Parlay 8. I just saw a good picture of Parlay 8 and Captain Mayhem and the crew of the podcast sitting at the event last week. I downloaded it and saved it so that I would have it. I'm looking for that picture so I can send it over to Davey. Let's see if I can find it. And that way everybody will know where I was eating at. There's the picture right there. Davey, I'm going to send this over to you real quick.
Okay.
Stand by. Boy, sometimes I really like technology. Other times I hate it. But this is one of those times that I love technology. Let me see. I've got that one. And, I'm going to send you this one too, Davey.
Okay.
There you go. You got two. The first one's a sign for the name of the place right there. The second one is a plate of my huevos rancheros. Boy, was it good. Oh, man, it was really good. So let's see what else is out there. Let's see. Will the Historian, I see him. Athena, Parlay 8. There's Grace. She's popped on. Pardon me. There it is. I'm not very good with my Spanish, but I would say that is Mayita. And they do an all-day brunch, breakfast and or lunch, and they do evening meal too. And there's my huevos rancheros. 3 fried eggs on top of a plate of beans and a tortilla. It was really good. And they gave me some really great hot sauce too. Boy, was that nice. Change of plans. I'm taking Mel to Parlay 8. That's a good idea. Very good. So Ransom Mayhem won the 2023 from the TDC because he helps them with whatever they need to be done. I got told they needed my help today for the sports event, so I garbed up. Then 8 of my crew showed up to surprise me. So there you go. That's a very good one. It's the same award that I got. They have over here called the Rose Award, where you get to be recognized for the good work you do. So to Captain William Mayhem, I'm sorry, not me. I'm not congratulating myself. To Captain Ransom Mayhem, a job well done and well earned. So there you have it. This is what happens when you only have 3 hours of sleep, I think.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, all right. I see Parlay 8. Bo has a good eye. Yes, she does. She takes some really good pictures. I saw quite a few of them that she took some really great pictures. So we're going to have to put them up here shortly. We'll pan through the ones that will fit with us. I see Sky Jockey is on there. Harvest and Reef at the embassy. That's right. Harvest and Reef. Nice place to eat. So it seems that everybody's got some great plans for Wednesday evening. You're happy with sushi, right?
Uh-huh.
And sake, right?
Yeah, and box of some type of spear.
Oh, you're thinking about a gift? She's making hints for gifts. Well, it just so happens there'll be 2 boxes, maybe 1 box, but 2 boxes delivered to the house tomorrow, a day early.
Ooh, Amazon boxes.
Yes, Amazon boxes. Hey, can't beat getting Amazon to deliver your packages for you right away.
Is it car parts?
Huh?
Is it car parts?
It's not car parts. No, not car parts at all. So there you have it. All right. Davey, what do you normally do for Valentine's?
Well, this year's a little bit different. You know, the situation with my mom.
Yes.
So tomorrow I have to mom sit for quite a bit of a portion. So I'll be spending quite a bit of the day with mom. And so I'm not sure what we'll do afterwards with Donna.
And Bo and Mandy, what have you got planned for?
What do we have planned, Mandy?
So he will be in a real estate training and not able to go out on Wednesday night. So I was like, let's go Thursday night. And what did you do for Thursday night?
I got a bros night going.
With my best friend's husband, and ditched my best friend too, because she's the trainer for tomorrow.
Oh.
So mine and my best friend's husbands are apparently ditching us.
Well, maybe you
Well.
should put me in a real estate training.
Hey, there's a lot to be said for bro nights. Might as well do it. There you go. All right. So let's see.
Well, Mason's woman's.
And Mason, Gunfire, your woman's like ill, so you're just gonna have to go and make her chicken.
Yeah, we had originally planned to go to a small hometown diner where we live. Very great place called B Squared. Delicious food, not very expensive at all. Just a lovely little place. We love eating there, so we were gonna go there. If she feels better, I'll still take her.
Well, let's hope that she gets over this so you can at least go out. But you've got, sometimes I say every day should be Valentine's Day, but then that would cost us a lot of money out of all our guys' pockets. We can't afford that. So, yeah. So now another cat has jumped up and joined us here. So they have amazing desserts. Okay. All right. So on that note, Davey.
Yep.
Let's do This Week in History.
Okay.
Welcome to This Week in History, sponsored by our good friends at Dick's Wings Bar and Grill. Wings, salads, wraps, quesadillas, and more. No matter what your taste buds crave, they've got you covered. We begin This Week in History in the year 1777. U.S. Congress commissions Benjamin Lincoln a Major General in the Continental Army. 1803, Chief Justice John Marshall declares that any act of U.S. Congress that conflicts with the Constitution is void. 1826, American Temperance Society forms in Boston. 1849, in New York City, James Knox Polk becomes first serving U.S. president to have his photograph taken by Matthew Brady. 1861, Abraham Lincoln stops his train at Westfield on the way to Washington to thank 11-year-old Grace Bedell in person for her advice to grow a beard to gain more votes. 1883, Ladies' Home Journal begins publishing in the U.S. 1899, U.S. Congress begins using voting machines. 1903, President Theodore Roosevelt signs bill into law establishing U.S. Department of Commerce and Labor. Also in 1903, first teddy bear introduced in America, made by Morris and Rose Mitchum. 1931, the original Dracula film starring Bela Lugosi as the titular vampire is released. 1943, wartime propaganda poster We Can Do It, produced by J. Howard Miller and posted on the walls of Westinghouse Electric and manufacturing companies' plants in the Midwest. 1945, Allied planes begin bombing Dresden, Germany. A firestorm results in over 22,000 die. 1971, Richard Nixon installs secret taping system in the White House. 1979, formation of Guardian Angels crime fighters in New York City. 1982, Pink Floyd's album Dark Side of the Moon marks 402 weeks on Billboard's top 200 album charts. And finally, in 2019, NASA confirms Mars Opportunity rover's mission has ended after 15 years due to a sandstorm damaging its communication. And that was This Year in History.
Hey, how interesting that you had that thing about Ladies' Home Journal in there, because I have something in my collection. This is a page from the Ladies' Home Journal. Probably really hard to see. We'll have to do a print of it and show it off. If I take it out of the plastic, that would be easier, but I don't know how to do that. It's sealed. but this is 3 magic tricks, 3-stage magic tricks that were explained in the Ladies' Home Journal. This page is from a magazine in 1899. I need to put a frame on it and hang it up. Like I got places to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah. So I thought that while you were playing that, I ran over there to my bookcase to see if I could find it. 1899. This page is older than I am. Wait, it's older than Shmoo too. So I thought, well, I'll have to make a copy of it. We'll put it up there. In fact, we're going to be talking about some of the shows we've got coming up. These here will be perfect to put on the show, because I also have some other magazine pages to show off about other magic tricks that people were giving away in the old times of magazines, early 1900s. So let's see. Once in a while, let's see. Okay, on that note, sometimes we do mail call. Sometimes we don't have any. Sometimes I might have something to spout out about. So mail call and Captain's Corner is always sponsored by Marco's Pizza. If you want some good pizza, boy, do they have it. And we had some pizza for our during the Old City Pirate Day. We had pizza brought to us for our sword fighting, and we're doing one more movie shoot on Saturday here, and Marco's Pizza will be providing us pizza. I don't know what it is about their pizza, but it's pretty doggone good. But I'm just going to spout off real short. I started to write something, and I said, I'm not going to write it or worry about it. But I want to talk about being professional when you do this for a living and you don't do this for a living. Always make sure that whatever you're doing, you try to make sure that you're cognizant of the other people you work with. Communication, that's the key. So much about communication is falling apart. And the reason it's falling apart is because of social media. Any organization, whether it's a pirate crew or a business or whatever it is, they have a line of communications that everybody needs to stay with. Staying with that line of communications means that everybody will then be getting the same amount of information at the same time and the same things. But social media has made it so that we can be spiderwebbing out all over the place and talking to people everywhere. And it really does mess up communications, and it makes things hard for people to understand, especially when you're trying to run an event or a group or a business or a corporation. Everybody having the ability, free speech is a great thing, but sometimes free speech can really, when it comes time to do things like projects and events and businesses, it can be a real haphazard way of keeping everything nice and trim and neat and easy for everything to go on. The other part of it that makes it really hard is we as a people have got a very short attention span now. I'm constantly being told by my crew, I write too much when I write stuff.
Well, you're a little long-winded.
I long-winded or wordy. I admit it,
Wordy.
I am.
Wordy.
But if you write short information, you're hoping that the people that are seeing what you're putting out there in short form have enough common sense to know what you're trying to have them do. Doesn't always work that way. Too short doesn't give everybody enough information. Too long, it gets boring after a while. Understand, there's a fine edge in there. Don't know where it's going to be. Can never seem to find it all the time. But here's the other part. We don't pay attention. We don't read what's there. We read a couple of words and go, oh, yep, I know what you're talking about. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. You have to read. And sometimes some of us type the way we talk. That makes things more confusing. We have to really, as a society, tighten up our communication skills. They're falling apart. They're causing problems. They cause drama and animosity. They cause issues with people. And when you have a situation where everybody should be on the same page, but everybody is talking in circles around everything. Not everybody's on the same page. And then people get all hurt. They get all upset. And it's the fault is of the general population and not paying attention. So my words of hopefully wisdom tonight is pay attention both to the words that are written, understand and comprehend the words that are written, and then try not to spread things around when those things around won't help. Hopefully I'm not too vague. What I had written was about 2.5 pages, and I sure as heck didn't want to read that. So I tried to cut it down into something short. We must pay attention. I can give you almost an assertive idea. Mandy, take your mute off. There it goes. How many people do you have working for you on the real estate business out there in Utah?
16?
16. Does it sometimes get hard to keep everybody apprised of everything because everybody's talking around all the time?
I'd say they're talking around. They're more or less just off in their own little worlds. So I just hope that they're paying attention when I send out information and trying to keep everybody on the same page.
It's very important that we all stay on the same page when we're trying, especially when you're trying to run an event or run a company like you are, because misunderstandings can cause a lot more problems than anybody wants to deal with. So same with Gunfire Henley there. He works in a great job with a lot of people, and sometimes the communications don't always go through right, do they?
100% of the time. Nobody communicates anymore.
Yeah, people don't communicate properly anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to fix it. I guess it's not part of my job to fix it, but it is part of my job to make things work as best I can with the people that I'm working for. I've also decided that as I'm getting older, it's time for me to start stepping back, start enjoying time, because somebody sitting here on this screen, not me, thinks that I need to relax more. I actually had one night last week that I got 8.5 hours sleep. Didn't happen last night.
And I didn't, because I had to keep going in there and checking on him, make sure he was okay.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close it this way. If you see something on Facebook, read it once, twice, 3 times, because so many times people read through it and then ask a question that is already in what you should have read. That's the first step in understanding and having a good communication skill. So we must all work on it together, every one of us.
Hey, one of those would be good for.
And I see, hold on, Ransom Mayhem says, that goes for the person reading and the person posting. Also, replying in a timely manner means a lot to the person asking the question. That, I would agree with you on that, except for one thing. Everybody believes because of instant messaging, we should have instant answering. That doesn't work that well. I mean, I got a message here on my phone, and the person was upset that it took me 45 minutes to answer them. I'm not carrying it around with me. I mean, what did we do in the days where we didn't have all this? So, you can't expect right away instant messaging. It just doesn't work. But that's another fallacy of social media. We can text, we can Facebook text, we can send messages, and everybody thinks that we need to be in constant contact. Sometimes I'll see something and answer it when I probably should have taken the time to not read it while I'm driving, because I can't focus.
Oh, that makes me so
Yeah,
mad.
and it makes her mad if I'm reading my phone, which I shouldn't be, but I can't focus on it. And then I get all upset because I didn't read it right. Got to read it right. You got to pay attention to what it is. And so it's a two-way street. As Ransom Mayhem says, it goes for both sides, reading and posting. Both sides, it is a two-way street, and we must all do something to make sure it works. And one other thing on professionalism. And I said it a couple of weeks ago. If you are working on an event and you want to use some of my contacts, call me up and ask me. If you want to do things along the same direction I've been doing things, great. Copying people is the sincerest form of flattery. But we can't all be using all the same sponsors that we all use. Then the sponsors will start or stop supporting us all around. So we must be very, very aware. And that goes with communications. As I said a couple of weeks ago, if somebody comes to me and wants to hire me as a magician or a pirate, I always like to find out why they're coming to me, especially if I already know they've hired another pirate or another magician. I do not like to take a job that I'm stepping in on somebody else's toes. So I ask several questions to find out. We all need to do that in the pirate and the entertainment business.
And on that note, happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. And on that note, as my lovely wife said, happy Valentine's Day. Guests on deck. Oh, you know what, Davey? I made something really nice and forgot to send it to you. Damn. That means I need to read my paper, which is down here. So, in the future, some really great things that we got coming up. Next week, Bill Leclerc and his daughter, Rebecca, they're going to be on the show with us talking about a book that they've written. I've read the book. It's kind of a combination of steampunk, zombies, and prior to the American Civil War. Really interesting book and a lot of fun, too. And they're working on volume 2. We are going to have Kevin DeFuss talking about the fate of Blackbeard's crew. There's a big conspiracy theory out there about that. So we're going to have him there on March the 6th. April 1st is April Fool's Day, and I have at least 2 magicians coming. We're going to test, Davey, I may need your help on this. We're going to test putting cameras and everything over on the big table and do everything in the bigger part of the room instead of just here in the studio.
Okay.
My son, Will the Historian, is going to join us hopefully on April 15th when we talk about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. April 22nd, Gary Sass, who was here a couple of weeks ago, he's going to come back and we're going to talk about the silent movie industry, which was a big industry in Jacksonville, Florida. So we're going to talk about that. May 6th is World Belly Dance Day. So guess who's going to come join us there, Davey?
Miss Gina.
Miss Gina will be here. And it's the day before my 66th birthday. So maybe we'll do something fun for that too. Maybe.
Think?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. July 8th, we are going to talk about the history and the birth of Superman. And I've told a couple of people about it, and some of them snicker and laugh and go, what's that have to do with anything? Has a lot to do with everything because Superman has become an international iconic symbol. And that's something that we want to talk about. And the earth is flat. Only on one side. One other thing we're going to do. Parlay 8. You're going to be loving this one. We are working out the details to do a podcast live on board the Trinidad. Yep. We're going to be on board the Trinidad. We're looking at trying to do that in April when the weather is a bit better, a bit warmer, and we're going to have us a fun time and probably invite any pirates that want to come out and hang out with us and be on the show. But we're going to be on board the Trinidad, and our good friend Diego, who's on the ship, he will be there with us too. Those 2 things will start fights with people. What 2 things? What 2 things? What I miss? Oh, I see something Will the Historian put out there. I would chime in on this as a teacher, but I fight this battle every day. Had a student believe Helen Keller was not real. We talked about that last week. Yep, so much fake info out there. Same student said we never been to space, but never been to space or landed on the moon. There are still people that believe we never landed on the moon. So much fake news out there. Nightingale says, my mom said, don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you read. And nowadays, don't believe everything you see on YouTube, TikTok, etc. Hey, there you go. So, Parlay 8. Maybe you guys need to come back down and do your show on the Trinidad too. There's a thought. We could do a combined show. But anyway, on that note, Joke of the Week reveal with Mini Mayhem. Go ahead.
Okay, it's time for the answer to the joke of the week. What is a pirate's favorite style of dance? The answer is the jig.
All right, I'll give you that one. That was cute. Very cute. Upon that note, Mandy, anything you guys want to say from out there in Utah?
You got anything to say from Utah?
I don't got anything now.
I wish we had the sun and not the snow.
That'd be
Oh,
nice.
you got snow? Oh,
It started snowing after we got back. Yeah.
All right, we'll keep it. We don't want it.
Yeah, don't bring it over.
We don't want it at all. All right. Henley, you got something you want to say?
Not that I can think of. Just
Well, I'm going to give you a hint. Your Valentine is watching. Wish her a Valentine right now in public in front of everybody.
I know, yes. Happy Valentine's. Well, it's a little early, but happy Valentine's, Athena. You are the light of my life. And
very
to everyone
good.
else out there, just remember, tomorrow is not promised. So embrace your partner tonight like it's the last day.
All right, good idea and wise words. Davey, your turn.
My turn. I, of course, wish my lovely wife, Donna, a happy Valentine's Day. And everybody else out there.
I
hope for you, Mason, that you do get together with Athena.
Yeah, I hope it happens for you there. And I wish my lovely wife, who, for everything I do and all my craziness, puts up with all my crap. There you have it. So she's worth a good sushi meal, and we don't go light on it, do we?
No.
So we usually get more than we need, and we
stuff ourselves.
We do stuff ourselves. And of course, we drink quite a bit of sake.
You drink quite a bit of sake.
Okay. I drink quite a bit.
Somebody else has to drink.
Yeah. So
in the dark.
There we go.
With one eye.
Upon that, let's do our thank you video there, Mr. Davey.
The Captain's Quarters podcast is indeed a ship sailing the seas of the world, always in search of history, knowledge, and adventure. It takes a crew to run a ship, so we take this opportunity to thank those who help keep this ship afloat.
The casting crew: Captain William Mayhem, Navigator Davy Longwood, Gunner Hellfire Henley, Cartographer Mandy Joe, the Powder Monkey, and Juan Cam.
Helping others gives a crew purpose. Our treasured charities that we support: Inc., investing in kids; the Humane Society of St. Johns County; Alia's Acres, a no-kill animal rescue zone; and the Cadets of the St. Johns County Fire Department. The four major charities that we support, but there's always room for more.
You too can be part of the crew and support the show in many ways. Go to Patreon. A small monthly contribution as Powder Monkey or First Mate memberships, or a single contribution. PayPal or Venmo. Go to YouTube, hit the like and follow buttons to join our ranks and support the show. It does take a crew. Thank you.
I just saw that Captain Smooth says that we can have his snow. Nope, you can keep it. It's all right. We don't need it. Athena says she'd take the snow over the pollen. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't like everything turning yellow here, but I also don't want to be shoveling sidewalks all day.
It was supposedly 81 degrees today.
You have wonderful couples in your crew. Thank you, Captain Smooth. We appreciate that. We thought it would be a lot of fun to throw our couples out here and let everybody see that we all have significant others. In many cases, my better half. Bye. So
Are you kissing up for something?
I am. I'm kissing up because
What'd you do now?
I didn't do anything yet. Hey, I just another thought. Smooth. How far is it from you to get to Chicago? Because I'll be in Chicago in March. Wait, you're going to be on a vacation then. Never mind. But we will be seeing you, I'm sure. So, upon that note, we do like to thank our sponsors. Go ahead, Davey. Oh, wait, going to show our platforms instead. Very good. YouTube. That's when you see us live. Then it downloads automatically to Spotify and Instagram. I am trying to learn Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not doing very well at it, but I'm trying. And then you can listen to us on Stitcher, iHeart, Castbox, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. We do have watchers and followers and listeners on all of them now. That's very exciting to me. Show our numbers.
Nope, sponsor video.
Okay, do the sponsor video.
Our sponsors are the power behind the wheel that drives this ship, Captain's Quarters Podcast. Our major sponsor is the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, 850 artifacts on pirate treasures and history.
Marco's Pizza. If you want a good pizza, that is the place to go.
Dick's Wings and Grill. Great wings, but just wonderful lunch specials throughout the week.
And Ancient City Sirens, led by Miss Gina and the wonderful dancers.
And if you want a great walking tour of the oldest city in the nation, Spyglass Travel will do.
And the wonderful talent at Rikers Reenactors.
And a great view of St. Augustine can be seen from the Matanzas River, with Florida Water Tours providing wonderful trips upon the water. These are our sponsors, and we thank them wholeheartedly and graciously.
Very good, Davey.
Now the numbers.
Now the numbers. Boy, that's such an abrupt ending. We got to smooth that out a bit.
Miss Mandy.
That's not the last video I sent you. It shouldn't
Yes, it
be.
is.
Then something went wrong in the upload because I had a whole lot more stuff on there.
That's what I thought.
There was
Yeah.
supposed to be Facebook and Instagram and things like that in there.
Oh, that's what I got, and I couldn't understand.
Now I'm curious. I don't know if my computer did something or if you pulled the
I was
wrong
like,
one.
it was the last week's thing. I was like, well, okay.
I didn't change the date, but you can blame me for that.
All right. Upon that note, put our email up there, Davey, so everybody knows how to contact us.
That was funny.
And if you have any questions, you want to support us in any way, shape, or form, or give us a suggestion. We're always looking for suggestions. I have a lot of weeks that are open. And we'd love to have you give us some suggestions on where we can go with this whole show.
Because look.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to go ahead and sign off. It was still not as short a show as it could have been. We did go over the hour mark because, well, we got good guests.
And we had an extra guest.
We had a Mr. Dorian there. That's Dorian Gray. If any of you are into literature, you'll know where that came from. Dorian Gray. On that note, though, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for watching us. We hope that each and every one of you has a wonderful Valentine's Day this year. Treat your loved ones, as Hellfire said so perfectly. Every day could be your last day. Treat everybody as if it is. And I think that's one of the things that I'm going to start trying to do. Take her away, Davey.
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always.
Can't do it without you, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. We'll see you next week when our guest will be talking about a great zombie sci-fi book. Come on, see us 8 o'clock next week. All right.
Good night.